back of the arena, that's what you would have. You would, I've done it. You know, like if you want to get a shot from way back of the stage, from the back of from where I started, the nosebleed seats, then you'd use the 75 to 300. And this lens that I've got now is it's a pretty darn good lens. It's 18 to 135. So I could probably go quite a ways away from the stage and still get some close-up shots. Whereas the 18 to 55, if you're very far away, it's not going to do a whole lot. It's not going to be as good. But if you're at the pit, it's everything you need. And you can get some wide shots with it too, from a little further back. So I got a really nice lens. That's why I bought this camera, is because I got a lens. It's like an everything lens. Use it. It's a really good, if you have one lens, that would be a really good lens. Now for taking pictures in a show, the 18 to 55 I think has a better light capacity for light to handle low light. You're going to get better shots maybe. I mean, it's good to bring both lenses though, because then if you're a little further away you can still get a shot. Like for example, at some of the shows they have the stars lifted up by the ceiling, way up, and the ceilings are 100 feet up, some of them I think, and they're far away. And so this is where one of these lenses would be good, because later on they're going to come down on stage, but as they're coming you could take pictures of them as they're coming from further away. And then you could use your lens, because as they come closer, then you'd be closer and closer to 18. So you could start out at 135 as they're further away to get pictures of them. That's where something like that would be good, is if they come from then you can't go back there or something. It's going to give you a lot more freedom, and you don't have to switch. That's the thing about an SLR, is if you don't have an everything lens, you're constantly switching lenses. And it takes time to do that. And not only that, you can get you can get dirt in there. You're not really supposed to open that. You can get the sensor dirty and stuff if you're opening that. And so if you just have one lens, especially if you're like outside, I mean, you really don't want to be changing lenses in the middle of the woods. I mean, you can do it, but it's better not to be changing lenses. So I got this lens. It does everything. It's perfect for outdoors, for what I did. So that was and I looked and looked and looked for a lens that would be able to be like for all uses. And I couldn't find anything. I couldn't find a lens. And apparently one was made. I got it now. And of course, those lenses are expensive. That are like that. There's a lot of electronics and stuff in that, because that's got image stabilization in it and stuff like that. It's got a lot of electronics in it. It's a fine thing, and so they're not cheap. So I got that lens. The camera isn't a bad camera though, so now I got two cameras. And then I have the 28 to 135, but you got to be further away, and it's not as good of a stage lens, I don't think, for light. There could be something wrong with the lens, I don't know, but it does fine outside, so it's probably just the light, probably just the capacity of a lens. And that's the lens I was using. I probably should have just went back to the 18-55, but it gave me a little more freedom, and I shouldn't have used it though. I got it used, and it was sort of maybe a thing that I shouldn't have done, because I did a show with that lens and the pictures didn't turn out quite as good. Not only did I have a different camera, but I had that, and I don't think it did as good. I don't think the pictures came out good. And that was about the time when cameras kind of they made a stride in getting better. And so the Indian people have money, and the other photographers went in and bought all that stuff, and I didn't upgrade. And so they surpassed me, and they knew more probably about photography than I did. So I kind of became obsolete, is what happened. I mean, he didn't, I was still allowed to come, but I guess maybe I kind of felt like maybe they got all these better cameras now, and then I kind of did this thing with the lens. So, and then I'm not really, the newer stars, I like the older stuff, I guess. So it's a matter of, it's kind of the phase past. I don't really know as much about the newer stuff. I'm not following it as much. I'm mostly, the music I listen to is older stuff, or bhajans. And Shreya sings some bhajans. I'm more into and the newer stuff is kind of Western, and I'm just not into it. Not as interested in it. I'm interested in Bob. I think Bob will notice that, because he had me come to that Umrao John, and that's traditional. And he probably realized, yeah, he probably likes the traditional stuff better. I really don't like the Western stuff, not much. So a number of things kind of contributed to me leaving the thing. I mean, I could probably do a show next year if I wanted, but it kind of ran its course. And the whole thing ran its course, and I do the Skokie Festival, and I do this India Festival, and that's traditional stuff. That's what I like. I don't really care for the Western style. I'm just not interested in it. And it seems like as time's gone by, over the last 20 years or 12 years or whatever, I've noticed that it's gotten a little bit westernized. Just a little bit more every year or whatever. And it's like, geez, that's not good. They have such a beautiful culture, and they're trading it in for, and I never said anything, or, but it's like, they got such a rich culture. And then they're adopting these and there's other people that don't like it too, I know there are. And the kids, they like the modern stuff. And that might reverse in coming years. That trend may reverse. But that trend has destroyed the cultures of several nations. I think it happened already to Korea. Some of the smaller Oriental or Asian nations, they've lost their culture. It came suddenly. They lost their culture. They're singing the crap with the Western stuff in their language. They've had their culture stolen. And there are Indian people that don't like it too. And Modi, I think, doesn't like it. Modi wants to bring back traditional, just like Trump's kind of traditional here. Modi is very much a Hindu, and he's going to champion the Hindu religion. and he has a Hindu advisor